So what happened to the crew? Imagine the perfect crime scene. There are no signs of a struggle. Nothing is stolen. There are no bodies, and not a single drop of blood. In fact, there is no evidence that a crime was even committed. There is only a ghost ship, drifting in the silence, and a question that has no answer. This mystery was born on December 4, 1872. In the cold, gray expanse of the Atlantic, the crew of the vessel Dei Grazia saw a ghostly silhouette emerge from the mist. It was a brigantine, under partial sail, moving erratically, as if guided by an unsteady, phantom hand. As they drew closer, a chilling silence rolled across the water. It was the American ship, the Mary Celeste. The vessel was in perfect condition, her valuable cargo untouched, her food stores full. But the 10 souls who were supposed to be on board, had vanished without a trace. When the boarding party from the Dei Grazia stepped onto the deck, what they found was not a scene of chaos, but of chilling, frozen time. The ship was perfectly seaworthy. Below deck, the mystery only deepened. In the captain's cabin, his wife's sewing machine had a piece of child's clothing still waiting for a stitch. In the crew's quarters, their belongings were neatly stored, their tobacco pipes waiting to be lit. Food and fresh water for 6 months were untouched. Even the crew's money and valuables were left behind. It seemed as if everyone had been going about their daily tasks and simply ceased to exist. Whatever happened here, it happened very quickly. On deck, everything was in order, the sails were taut, the helm secured, the instruments functioning. The ship gently rocked on the waves, as if nothing had happened. But the atmosphere was eerie, no cries, no footsteps, not even the rustle of the wind in the rigging. Only dead silence, and the feeling that the Mary Celeste itself had become an empty shell, abandoned by its crew forever. Amidst the eerie stillness, there were clues. The ship's logbook provided the last known contact. The final entry, made on November 25, noted the ship's position near the Azores Islands. No mention of distress. When found, the Mary Celeste had drifted over 500 nautical miles. But 2 crucial items were missing, the ship's single lifeboat, and the captain's navigational instruments. This suggested the unimaginable, that the entire crew had deliberately abandoned a perfectly sound ship, in the middle of the ocean. The question was not what happened, but why. These clues led not to answers, but to a storm of speculation. The public imagination took over. Stories were told of sea monsters dragging the crew to their doom, of ghost pirates, or even abduction by a mysterious flying object. The Mary Celeste became a legend, a canvas for the world's wildest fears. Other theories pointed to nature's fury. A rogue wave? A waterspout? But why would that leave the ship itself relatively unharmed? For every question, there were a dozen theories, but no solid answers. But beyond the legends, a more scientific theory has emerged, centered on the cargo, 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol. Upon inspection, 9 of these barrels were found empty. These 9 were made from red oak, which is more porous than the white oak of the other barrels. The theory is that alcohol vapor leaked, creating a highly flammable, pressurized environment in the hold. The crew may have heard ominous rumbling sounds. Captain Briggs, a cautious man, may have feared an imminent, massive explosion, a phantom bomb ticking beneath their feet. Faced with this invisible threat, Briggs likely made a fateful decision, a temporary evacuation. He ordered everyone into the lifeboat, tethering it to the ship with a long rope, planning to wait at a safe distance until the danger passed. A textbook maneuver of a prudent captain. But the Atlantic is treacherous. A sudden squall, a snapped rope, and their lifeline to the ship was gone. 10 people, in a small open boat, adrift in the vast ocean. They had escaped a phantom explosion only to face a certain, lonely death. The Mary Celeste sailed on. Its crew did not. No bodies were ever found. The theory of the alcohol vapor is the most logical, but it remains just that, a theory. No one knows for sure. The ship itself sailed for another 12 years, haunted by its reputation, before being deliberately wrecked. It remains the ocean's greatest ghost story. A chilling reminder that at sea, the greatest danger is not always the storm you can see, but the silence you can hear. A silence that has lasted for over 150 years. What do you think happened to the crew? Share your opinion in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and leave a like so you don't miss more fascinating and mysterious stories.